The Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman. You're watching Prophet Muhammad. He is Prophet Muhammad for you, for Muslims. Prophet Muhammad wants to have a word with you. He's just given me a chapter and a verse from the Quran as a message for you, and I'll get into that because I'll be channeling his soul, his spirit, when I am relaying this message to you from him. And of course, God is here too, or Allah for Muslims, and Archangel Michael, as usual, who is Farishta Mikael for Muslims. And they want me to give you a message here as well. It's the same message that I relayed to my Bollywood and our Bollywood soul family, soul tribe, because we're all Arcturians here. And you, Mohammed bin Salman, you are also an Arcturian, but I've already told you that. So you are soul family, you are soul tribe, you are also a fellow Arcturian to me, to us, to Prophet Muhammad, to Prophet Muhammad's wife Aisha, who I am the reincarnation of for Muslims. I was picking up on the Saudi head wrap that Saudi men wrap around their head, that you, Mohammed bin Salman, wrap around your head. And I mean, I've picked up on you through my third eye before, but this time I was getting that. Or is it strictly Saudi, or is it kind of Middle Eastern? Because yesterday, when I was picking up on that, and I was picking up on, it was like a silhouette of a man, like a Saudi man. Well, I thought it could have been Saudi, but I was getting Qatar with it. I was getting Qatar. And then I was getting Amir of Qatar. Is he watching too now? Because you, Mohammed bin Salman, has shared something from us, a message, maybe a message from Prophet Muhammad, from our channel here. You've shared something from me, from us, from Prophet Muhammad with the Amir of Qatar. And now he's watching too. And when I was picking up on Amir of Qatar yesterday, evening into nighttime, I think I was remote viewing, or well, my soul was remote viewing, but of course I could see that or pick up on that through my third eye chakra, my third eye energy center too, because my soul was showing me that and letting me know about it. Remote viewing is one of my psychic abilities. Now I'm also getting high stakes. High stakes. I'm also channeling that. The stakes are high right now with everything that's going on in the world and on planet Earth right now, especially the threat of World War III and a nuclear war on top of it. And of course, I'm also getting the Israel, Palestine, Gaza situation as well still, and what's going on there still, and the Russia-Ukraine war and the threat of World War III and a nuclear war with that, with Putin lurking, looming over all of our heads. And now I'm getting Iran and Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei as well. Is he watching too now? Why was I getting that? You, Mohammed bin Salman, somehow found a way to share one of my messages with Iran's Ali Khamenei too. Did you? Am I getting that right? Somehow, through your own channels, I don't know. If you all are watching, I mean, I know Mohammed bin Salman is watching, and then I was getting the Emir of Qatar yesterday as well. But if Ali Khamenei is also watching now, then oh well, you all need to be watching me. You all need to be watching us, because we have messages for you too. Prophet Muhammad has messages for all of you. I'm getting President Trump, and President Trump's recent visit to the Middle East, to Saudi Arabia, to UAE, and to Qatar, and oh, the big beautiful jet that the Emir of Qatar gifted President Trump. And President Trump avoided visiting Israel during that trip to Middle East, and he just met, all of you, his Saudi counterpart, which would be Mohammed bin Salman, and also he visited UAE, and he also visited the Emir of Qatar. So his Middle Eastern counterparts, let's say. And he avoided visiting Israel on purpose. But all the while, he was planning airstrikes on Iran behind your back, behind the scenes. All the while, he was still siding with Prime Minister Netanyahu and Israel against Iran. And I did predict that President Trump was planning airstrikes on Iran in a previous video. I don't know who caught that video and who missed it, but I know that I mentioned it, I predicted it, because I was getting that message from the Arcturians that President Trump was planning on doing airstrikes on Iran. And what happened recently? Airstrikes on Iran happened recently with B-2 stealth bombers on 3 of Iran's nuclear sites, on 3 main nuclear sites in Iran. So those were the airstrikes President Trump was planning on with Prime Minister Netanyahu in the background before he even came to meet all of you in the Middle East, before his Middle Eastern trip. So he was planning airstrikes on Iran in the background, behind the scenes, behind your backs. And you didn't even know about it. See, that's why someone like me can come in handy. Because I know what people are thinking and what people are planning as they are thinking and planning it. That's why you men in power, whether you're sitting in power in the Middle East, Middle Eastern countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, etc. I'm even getting Iran right now. Iran's current president. He's reasonable, is what I'm getting right now. And of course, men in power in the West as well, like UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer. And I'm also getting the Indian Prime Minister Modi. And like all of us are Arcturians here. And all of us are supposed to come together and work together and help each other out, and also help out planet Earth, and also help out the human race, irrespective of religion. It doesn't matter what your religion and belief systems are. It doesn't matter what your religion is. It doesn't matter what your belief system is. This is about unity. This is about coming together, working together, making the impossible possible. But you see, that's why someone like me could be extremely helpful, because I'm sure you didn't know that that's what President Trump was planning to do to Iran before he even made that Middle East trip to all of you. But I had that information, I had that intel, and I even shared it here in one of my videos on my channel. But yeah, so, I don't even know what to say to you anymore, because it's like, why are you not seeing it still? Like, why are you not seeing me still? And how much I can help, even in these kind of situations. Because how would you have acted if you knew in advance, before President Trump came to visit you in the Middle East? How would you have acted, or if you would have acted any differently if you knew that, oh yes, President Trump is coming to visit you, and oh, you're gonna, do all this investment, like, I guess it was what, billions of dollars of investment with President Trump. And of course, the Emir of Qatar gifted him that big, beautiful jet. And I just wonder if all of you were connected to me, and if all of you knew this information and this intel about President Trump planning on doing airstrikes on Iran and Iran's nuclear sites behind the scenes, behind your backs, would you have acted any differently towards President Trump? I mean, would that have made a difference in terms of how you would have treated President Trump, or the issues you might have brought up during President Trump's Middle East trip? If you had known about what he was planning in the background, behind the scenes, with Prime Minister Netanyahu against Iran, if you had that information and intel in advance before President Trump came to Middle East, would you have acted any differently towards him? Or what am I trying to say here? What are you trying to make me say here? I guess all I'm trying to say, and all we're trying to say, meaning Prophet Muhammad as well, is that if I was in the picture and if we were in the picture, it would have been very helpful for you, even when it comes to President Trump's recent Middle Eastern trip. If you know what I mean, if you know what we mean, me and Prophet Muhammad here. Because we had information and intel on President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu and what they were planning to do to Iran that you did not. And it could have helped you. We could have helped you. I could have helped you. Do you see what I mean? Do you see what we mean? Do you see where we're going with that? You ought to see that at this point. I can help, and we can help the Indian Prime Minister Modi as well, especially when it comes to the India-Pakistan nuclear tension. We could help with Russia-Ukraine war too. We've already been a little bit in terms of giving messages out here. But nobody is seeing me, nobody is seeing us, and nobody is coming in and asking us for help and assistance. Why? I was also picking up on Mohammed bin Salman's thoughts again a little bit yesterday in terms of, what's going on here with me and with us. And, it's kind of like the return of Prophet Muhammad and Aisha for the Muslim world and for Muslims. And he was kind of thinking, like, how is he gonna deal with this? And how this is like a nightmare. Are you calling Prophet Muhammad and Prophet Muhammad's wife Aisha a nightmare, Mohammed bin Salman? Well, you see, Prophet Muhammad and Aisha, they lived in Saudi Arabia too. Prophet Muhammad and Aisha, they were born in Saudi Arabia in that incarnation, in that lifetime. And Prophet Muhammad had to go through what Prophet Muhammad had to go through, and Aisha had to go through what Aisha had to go through as well in that place. So now it's your turn, Mohammed bin Salman. Now, and that's another message I'm getting for you as well, that from God, Allah, from Prophet Muhammad, from Archangel Michael, from the Arcturians, our star family, is that you are being called to duty as well. You're being called in as well as a messenger of God. Really. And I'm also getting Amir of Qatar as well. You are both being called in as messengers of God. And this is your call to duty from God or Allah and our star family, the Arcturians. What? I'm getting the Amir of Qatar is also an Arcturian. Well, there you go then. There we go. That's why both of you are being called in as messengers of God. And this is your call to duty. Right. Now, this is the verse from the Quran that Prophet Muhammad is giving me to share with actually both of you now, since both of you are watching now, and Ali Khamenei as well. I'm getting Ali Khamenei too, Iran's supreme leader. So, okay. Prophet Muhammad is saying this verse is a message for all of you. The Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman, Amir of Qatar, and Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Now, this is from Quran chapter 7, which is called Al-Araf. Yeah, and in English, it's translated as the elevated places or the heights. Now, there's a connection here with you, because all of you are sitting in power positions, right? So, which means all of you are sitting at the heights, or all of you are sitting in elevated places, right? Because Mohammed bin Salman is the crown prince and prime minister of Saudi Arabia. And of course, being a crown prince, he is royalty as well. And then the Emir of Qatar, is that royalty too? I'm not sure about that, but it could be. And then, of course, Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. So that's the connection there with you and with the name of this chapter of the Quran. And then Prophet Muhammad is giving me verse 73 from this chapter, which says, the Prophet Saleh addresses his people, the Thamud. Remember the Ad and the Thamud and the mention of them in the Quran? So it's the Thamud that is being mentioned in this verse specifically. So it says the Prophet Saleh addresses his people, the Thamud, urging them to worship Allah, emphasizing that He is their only true God. He introduces a she camel as a divine sign and instructs them to let her graze freely and not harm her, warning that harming her will result in painful punishment. And here's another interpretation of the same verse. It says, and to Thamud, God sent their brother Saleh. He said, O my folk, worship God. You have no God but He. Surely drew near you clear portents from your Lord or God. This is the she camel of God as a sign. So allow her to eat on the earth of God and afflict her not with evil, so a painful punishment not take you. So this is a clear warning coming from Prophet Muhammad and from God or Allah. Do you understand that verse from the Quran? You need to, because it's mentioning, right, yeah, it's mentioning Thamud. Thamud refers to an ancient Arab tribal confederation known in Islamic tradition for their defiance of the Prophet Saleh. They are mentioned in the Quran as a people who were destroyed by God for their arrogance and refusal to heed Saleh's warnings. The Quranic account of the Thamud is linked to the city of Al-Hijr in modern-day Saudi Arabia, which is believed to correspond to a city in modern-day Saudi Arabia. Anyway, so you can look that Quranic verse up and you can learn about what that Quranic verse is talking about and referring to, but I've pretty much just given you the gist of it. And in this context that I'm talking about, the mention of a she camel here, I know, I mean, in the Quran, they're referring to a female camel, but in this particular context that I'm talking about, it's like God, Allah, Prophet Muhammad are referring to me as this she camel mentioned in this Quran verse. And a warning, a serious warning not to harm me in any way, and to heed my warnings, and to heed the warnings coming from me, coming from us, meaning Prophet Muhammad and Aisha for Muslims. Or, and that's the thing, this is the warning. If you harm me in any way, you will be harming your own prophet, Prophet Muhammad, as well. And Prophet Muhammad is saying to you right now through me that you need to protect me. You need to give me your protection, your unconditional protection while I'm here walking on earth. And of course, also, you need to heed my messages, our messages coming from me and Prophet Muhammad, and you need to heed our warnings, and you need to protect me, and you shouldn't harm me in any way, or there will be a painful punishment for all of you. That's it. I think I've delivered the message here. So we're gonna take your leave for now. Take care, stay safe, many blessings, over and out.